Evening all, welcome to some tactics, and to be honest, this is my favourite map. This is the research and development one. I do like this map. This map makes me smile, it makes me happy, only because you get to do, this fit just sings with this particular map. Many different levels. Oh, look at that, back of the head, for God's sake. This map just gets me right there when it comes to the way you can play, because remote explosives work, flaylock works, and plasma cannon work. Cloaks also work on this, so you know, there's everything about this fit is kind of designed for this map, which is rather fun. Plus, as we can kind of area of effect kill dudes like that. Nice. Anyway, what I was going to do today was talk about some of the other things perhaps that maybe we're looking to do, obviously looking forward to rather, in Legion. And I think also some of the kind of negative points from Dust will also be discussed. I think certainly when people obviously heard about the switch across, the IP change, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it, when people heard, it's interesting because quite a large group of people obviously said, well, sod this, and they left. And that was to be expected. I think there's always going to be this case when, you know, you kind of announce a new product, people are just going to say, well, I don't really care about your new product. I like the old one. If you're getting rid of it, then fine, I want to go and look for something else. I think a lot of people did it quite prematurely, but I think, you know, fair play to them. I think if that's what you want, then that's what you believe. If you stick by your guns, then good on you. A lot of people raged, quit, and then came back, and they're obviously to be mocked and laughed at continually, because there's quite a lot of them. It's funny how many of them have returned. In fact, there is an awful lot of them right back in the game doing the same bullshit tactics, you know, having said, oh, I never left the game, no, never left, no, not me, must be somebody else. And it's like, well, dude, we know it was you, we know, but go on then. If you join the game, good on you. You know what I mean? It's a bit like the end of Titanic when the liner owner gets in the boat and he kind of sails off. We're all looking at him a bit like, we should be ripping you to shit, but you know what? We can't be bothered. Go on then. And I think part of me is very much like that. It's nice to have obviously people come back, but I think the reality is bloody traitors. Anyway, there we go. The game is a challenging time in terms of finding good battles as well, because there's an awful lot of kind of Q syncing gangs getting in, you know, correctly Q syncing, etc., which is interesting. There's enough people online to do that. I know a lot of the corps, as I talked to a few days, and a lot of the people I talked to are saying they're the only one ever logged in now, which is a shame indeed. So, you know, just that's a real shame. I think there's a lot of people who just moved on and gone. Anyway, I think a lot of the time as well, there's an awful lot of people who, oh, look at that double kill, nice. I think there's an awful lot of people who are still trying to enjoy the game, but you know, playing solo and that has never been easy. I think if you play this game solo and you quite enjoy it, then good on you, because that's not easy. There's also a lot of people enjoying the vehicles still, which is nice. I think, you know, to be honest, that would have been my biggest fear, is that some of the better parts of Dust, if you like, are its vehicles. It does vehicles quite well, in my opinion. And I think that would have been a shame if people had just completely, you know, gone away from vehicles entirely. I mean, vehicles are not the easiest things to balance. They're not the easiest thing to do, but I do, you know, I quite like them. I've always been a big fan of vehicle-based gaming, and I think, to be honest, the way that Dust did it wasn't bad. Look at that plasma kill, nice. As I get shot though, that sucks. I think a lot of people are still enjoying what they enjoy. Anyway, Legion-wise, I think, you know, there's still a lot to be told about Legion. I think there's still a huge amount of information that people want to know. There's still a huge amount of stuff that, you know, people are keen to hear more about as well. I think for myself, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I saw the tech demo at FanFest. It looked pretty interesting. I think you know, there's various videos coming through, but I would say probably the biggest challenge is when do they start to really open the floodgates of this? You know, unless it's got a green light, what's the point? What's the point? Because if they start showing us stuff that's not green lit, people are going to get even more annoyed. So to be honest, there's quite a kind of fine line that CCP are having to tread now. And plus, I've got to admit, I could not put my passion and energy into something that I know wasn't even green lit. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't do that. That would drive me up the wall. I do this channel because I know I've got control of this channel. If somebody owned this channel over me and said, right, well, carry on doing videos, but we're not sure, just keep doing them and we'll tell you yes or no if you can keep doing them, I'd be like, well, you know, go suck a dick, fuck you, and I would just leave. I would go and do my own thing. So I know that's just what I would do, but I'm not the kind of person that would sit and enjoy this level of obscurity or, you know, ambiguity. You know, I want to know where I stand, and I think that's an important point for me to sort of put across, is I think a lot of the CCP team in Shanghai are doing an incredible job not actually getting pissed off by the fact that it's still not green lit. Now maybe there's a deal there, maybe they've said you've got the green light, but we're not going to publicly tell anyone, in which case awesome. But if they are actually all sat there unsure if they're going to get the go ahead, then wow, CCP, come on, you should pull your finger out, because that's where talent leaves you. If you know, as soon as you announce redundancies in a business, the good people are the first ones to leave. Always, they are the first ones to leave. So, you know, I would worry, to be honest, that people would not feel necessarily terribly safe in that case. I hope Legion gets a green light. I think I'm kind of holding on a little bit for Destiny. I've got the beta key that's opening, I think, at the end of the month. Thanks to BAM for that, and I'll give it a go. I'll play it on PS3 as well, so if any dudes want to come play, then just hit me up, and we'll do that. I think, to be honest, I don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but I'm looking forward to playing it, that's for damn sure. I think, to be honest, you know, the reality of it might not be that good. I hate to say that, I'm being negative, I know, but there is always a risk that some stuff is just a bit poo. Anyway, I think, to be honest, we need to hear a bit more about Legion. We need to hear a bit more about what's going on. I think it would be great to hear a bit more about Dust as well. So what's Ritaki's plan with this game now? You know, I'd love to hear more from Rouge. What's Rouge's plan with Legion? What's going on? You know, where are we? What are they working on? Because this is all the stuff that people love. Again, to me, it's just kind of a missed opportunity. That, you know, if you look at the way Space Engineers, and I've said this before, but you look at the way Space Engineers do their announcements, it's very good. What they do is they just release videos, and they release you know, social media tweets, things like that, and they release just quick, sharp, short updates in terms of what's happened this week, what's going on, and what's the new thing that they've done, and it just is brilliant. And I would love to see CCP do the same for Legion. Maybe once it's been greenlit, though, it does need that green light, but once it has, I would love to see that kind of thing come through, because it would be great just to, you know, every Thursday, here's an update, what happened, what the developers are working on. Just walk around with a camcorder. It takes 15 minutes to edit a video together, for God's sake. Just get the artists to do the intro and the outro, done, and then just weave it all together and build a bit of a narrative, and you've got it. And I think that is what people really like. You don't even have to speak over it. I mean, Space Engineers, they don't speak on their videos. What they do is they just release all in-game footage, and they just show what's going on, and I think people would go nuts for that. I think that's what's needed. And, yeah, and this is the issue, I think, of Legion, is that there's so many people who are interested in it, but because there's nothing really out there for them to respond to, for them nothing to kind of track and follow, people are just like, well, what's the point? I would cite YouTube as a great marker here, because when you look at games and you get like teams of YouTubers doing work on various games, it does promote the game, and it does mean that more people are invested in the game, and I think it would be great for Legion to have this as well. We're certainly going to do this when it becomes an open beta, but at the moment CCP have got full control over what they can do, and I think they're missing a trick if they don't just produce something a bit more multimedia focused. It's what I'd do, and to be honest, it's not a really big challenging thing that they have to do either. So to me, I think it just makes perfect sense to mix it up a little bit and have something a bit more, I don't know, a bit more kind of open door, and here we go, this is what we've worked on this week. Anyway, I digress. It's a tricky thing to do. If you're not comfortable doing videos, then it's not the easiest thing to do. I will openly admit that. But I just think the world's their oyster, go catch a lobster. And I think they could do something quite cool. No, there we go. Interesting match. I do like that map. I know I've said it many times, but I really enjoy that map. That map to me just gets me smiling. Look at that, 19 kills and what, 2 deaths, 3 deaths, something like that. Yeah, brilliant stuff. I do like that map. So there we go. Hopefully you're enjoying the game still. If you're not, post in the comments, tell me why. Hope you enjoyed that video. We'll see you next time.